Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for listening on some just generic questions we get in what we call TraitWare's office hours, right? And you went in and asked your professor, hey, I got a question about this. So today, we're going to try to address one of the most common questions we get or support tickets we get, which is you just received an email that says, hey, your signing key is about to expire for this application. And you have 30 days to go fix this, and so that you don't lose access to whatever that application is. It could be anything that's just using SAML as an SSO standard to integrate to it. Now, the exciting news is a lot of new applications that are using OpenID Connect, or otherwise known as OIDC, actually are automating the rotation of these signing keys so that you don't have to manually do it. So with that said, Chris, why should they not freak out when they get this email? And
Sure.
What to do when your signing key is about to expire?
Right. Well, first of all, like you mentioned, don't be afraid. It's a normal part of the process. You want your signing keys to expire for security purposes. You want to rotate them every year or 2 years. That's best security practice. So this is a good thing. We're just reminding you to take care of the business you're supposed to take care of. That's all that is. So there's a couple different paths. Either there's Microsoft or the rest of the service provider world. Let's talk about the rest of the service provider world. Generally, what you do is you log into the admin console of that service provider, and you navigate to where they talk about identity providers or security or authentication, and you'll see where you've already set up. You may remember, oh yeah, I remember setting up TraitWare a year or 2 years ago, and I had to go in here and do something. And in there somewhere, you're going to have a place to change out the key, not any of the endpoints or the address, the URLs, nothing like that. Just rotating what's called the signing key. And then you'll go to TraitWare, our site, our admin console, and you'll create a new signing key there, and you will attach it then to your SAML application for that particular site. And this is in our console. And then you're going to, there's a couple different ways. We give you actually several different ways, again, depending on the service provider, how you get the key from our console over to the service provider console. You can copy and paste it. There's a URL for the XML file. You can actually download the XML file and upload that to the service provider. It's always different depending on the service provider. But I think there's 3 or 4 different methods that we provide that support all the different ways to do on the service provider. After you've uploaded it to the new service provider, don't log out of your service provider. Stay logged in. You don't want to accidentally lock yourself out because they didn't save it correctly or you copied the wrong thing on accident. So always open an incognito or private browser and then try logging into the service provider again. And that should ensure, once it works there, then you'll know that, okay, I've rotated the key correctly. Everything's good. So then what you do is once you've submitted that new key to the service provider, you save the settings there. They'll often have you test it first as an assurance that you set it up correctly to make sure you're not going to lock yourself out. And then you'll test it, go through it, and then it should just work. And again, this is a normal practice. It's not that complicated once you get the hang of it. You'll probably just go through in all the different applications you have and just do it all at once, just to take care of it, depending on when you set them up.
Awesome. So so now you can share about the differences with using some of the automated features and doing Microsoft from TraitWare.
With Microsoft, we built really tight integrations to their platform to make it even easier. So with Microsoft, you may have remembered when you federated, you might have gone into our console and clicked a couple buttons and the magic just happened. You clicked a button that said federate and it just federated. All of a sudden it just worked and you were able to now log into Microsoft.
What is federation? Well, it's just a fancy term saying you've now said we're going to use this identity provider to deliver assurance that the users are who they say they are when signing into these applications.
So for Microsoft, what you're going to do is you're going to log into our console and create a new signing key. After you create your new signing key, you go to the Microsoft application that you've been using to sign in, and you change the key there on that Microsoft application. Then you go and unfederate, go to the user sync tab, go to the federated domains tab, unfederate the domain that you've federated with TraitWare for Microsoft. And then you're going to click pretty quickly, again, click federate, refederate. You're going to be federating again, the same Microsoft application. So you click that, it'll be a list of applications. You choose the Microsoft application, which now has the new key. And when you click, OK, it will federate now with that new signing key. So I know it sounds complicated. It only takes a couple minutes, really. You just go create the key, add the Microsoft application, unfederate, and then refederate with that new key. And then, like I said, a couple minutes of downtime, maybe at the most, and your users will be able to sign right back in using TraitWare.
Oh, all right. So, Chris, do you think that covers what we need to cover with addressing receiving an alert notification that your signing key is about to expire?
I think so, and there will be links in the email anyway for documentation if you need to follow that, and this video may live in there as well.
Awesome. So with that said, we thank you all for taking a few minutes. If you received this video as a link in an email that we sent out from a support request or not, or you watched it just by stumbling across it, thanks for taking a few minutes of your time to listen to Office Hours by TraitWare and how to improve your experience in administering passwordless MFA.